Hey y'all, Vern Clausen here, Kansas City, Colorado, Royal Gorge Reloader. Coming to you on Thanksgiving morning, and I would like to tell you, everybody, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you have a wonderful day. Don't eat too much. Don't eat too much chocolate, and spend some time with family. Cheer for some football, play some games, do what you guys do, and we're getting ready to kick off with some turkey and all the fixings that go with it. But I wanted to tell my YouTube family out there to have a happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you have family around you and or near you, or you've gotten to talk to them on the phone or Skype or video call or whatever. But I hope you guys all have a good holiday. Uh, while I'm here, I decided I was going to do some anneal and some brass because I got a few minutes and I got some downtime here. I can drop a video and tell you guys happy Thanksgiving and all that. So without further ado, I'm already doing it. So I'll just set you up and show you what I'm doing. Excuse me. I got my torch going, and I just put my brass in a drill. And I put it in there and I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You see it starts to turn. It's got a different color. You can see it. Anyway, that's all I'm doing today. Just annealing some brass and getting some turkey dinner ready. And we made our pies and our homemade candy last night. That doesn't have anything to do with what we were doing here, but anyway, see that orange flame coming off the top of that? There you go. It's another good way to tell that your brass is done and it's ready to go is that flame will turn orange. Start shooting in off the top of it. There you go. That's it. I use the socket and the torch. That way my heat doesn't travel too far down that case. If it travels too far down the case, you ruin the case. And if you turn it too fast, you don't want to whip it around there. You want it to go kind of slow so that it gets even heat all the way around it. Anyway, you get the rest of these done, I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. Got it all annealed and getting all set up here. And I'm doing a few different ones here. Let me show you. Okay, so I've got 165 grain Speer Spitzer bullets. They are Game King from Hornady. Got 165 grain Speer Spire bullet interlock from Hornady. I've got 165 grain Accubon Spitzers. I'm going to do some 180 grain Speer or soft point Spitzers. I've got 2 Sierras. You can see those darker ones there. And then I've got 3 Hornadys that I'm going to try. And the only difference is the Hornadys have a cantilever and the Sierras do not. So I'm going to see if they fly the same, if they group the same. I'm just not real sure. We're gonna find out. I've got some 180 grain Herder wasp waste soft points. Now these things are from the 60s, so I'm wondering if I'll ever be able to find them again, if I like them, whatever. But I've got probably 300 of them, so I'll be set for a while. I've got some 150 grain Sierra Game King Spitzer. I've got, let's see here, I've got my 150 grain Spire Hornadies, and I've got the 130 grain Sierra Soft Point Spire, and I'm going to try 48.5 grains of 3031 in there. So I've got my powders all set up here, my hybrid 100, that's hard to find, and then the Barget, and the 3031 is becoming hard to find also. I've got my funnel here, and I've got my die set up. I got all my brass needled. I always keep water on the table, and I've got my fire extinguisher back there when I'm doing my annealing, because accidents happen. Your drill, the press, the primer seeder, your loading block. I bought this one, but I mean, they're easy enough to make. And then I've got all my other stuff all laid out and ready to go. I'm going to put the drill out of the way and get my scale set up here. If I can do it one-handed. There we go. Get my scale set up. And I got my tray set. And you always want to make sure your scale is on a nice solid surface. Don't put it on. If I put it over here on the soft stuff, it won't give you a real reading. It'll give you a false reading and a false weight, and then your grain weight will be off, and you may be over in a dangerous amount, or you could be under and not be underpowered. So make sure you got it on a nice solid surface. Make sure you tear it out at least once with this little tear button here, and then I take it off, and it says 1.062. Put that back on. See how it's still climbing. It's clicking around. These scales, they don't tell you, and it doesn't say anything in the instructions, but these scales, they have to calibrate. And they need to be teared out a few different times so that they warm up. And you can kind of tell when it does, because it'll start staying steady. And it'll give you zeros. You can take it back off. You can put it back on. And see how it's giving me a different number? It just needs to warm up. That's the only problem. 1059 0 105 1063. Now we're gonna be over. Okay. Anyway, let it warm up for a couple 3 minutes. I usually like to either set that on there, or I'll get my calibration weight out. Let me see here. Now, the calibration weight is not in grains, so you have to change this back to metric. I'm going to tear that. 50. Now, you can leave it there and just let that weight sit there, and it'll make itself, it'll calibrate itself. Anyway, and then you take that off of there, and then hit metric and go back to grains. Put your tray on there, tear it out. We're going to check the tear weight, put it back on, check the tear weight, put it back on, check the tear weight, put it back on. Now we're okay. You have to let that scale warm itself up. Just found an old box scales. Anyway, Now we're going to get set up, and we're going to punch primers. And but we got to put some. We got to make sure that these are nice and cool first. And then we're going to put some lube on them. I'm going to use my castor oil mix. It's 2 parts isopropyl alcohol and 1 part castor oil. So I've got actually 4 parts of alcohol in here, 2 parts castor oil. I use these barbecue bottles because they're marked. I can put 3, 6, 9, 12 in there, and then put, I usually go to the 10 mark and then put 2 parts oil in there, shake it up, give it a little liberal spritz, shake them around a little bit. And then we let them dry. And I will be right back. Okay. So, for those of you that do not know or haven't seen a video on how to do this, when you're seating your die, let me give it all this. This is the Lee single stage press. I bought this and a set of dies with it for 45 ACP. They came in a set. I think I gave $130 for it, or $135 for it, maybe. Anyway, this little piece here is for setting primers. You put it in the slot. It's got a large primer and a small primer one. They're both, you know, one's small, one's big. Simple. They're marked on the side as well. Let's see I don't know if you can see the L. There we go. Anyway, they're marked like that. You put the primer in here. We're using Remington large rifle primers, number 9.5 primers. And all you do is you put your primer on there like that. And then you put your brass. Well, you got to seat your die first. Seat your die all the way down. Run your die up, or your shell holder up. Seat this down. It'll touch the shell holder. You see it in there touching the shell holder. Run this back down. We're going to run the brass up. It sized it and you primed it. And when you bring it back down, that's going to rock in like so. And then it's going to seat that primer. It's like that. And that's that. That's I mean, it's easy peasy. Right? I'll do it again. Put your shell casing on there. Put your primer in there. You're gonna knock that primer out, bring it back up. Voila. Okay, so a lot of people they do their annealing, and then they do their sizing, and then they do their trimming, and then they re-clean them again. And and that's their process. That's what they do. That's fine. And I like to anneal them, and then I get them sized, and I get them primed, and then I do my trimming, and then I get them loaded, and then I either wipe them down with alcohol and a cloth to get the oil off of them, or I might give it a try because I hear people talk about it, and I might go ahead and try putting it in my dry tumbler with some walnut media. Some people say they do that and it works out good, and they don't have them, they're not trying to detonate or anything. So anyway, I'm going to work on these, and I will be right back. Okay, so now we've got them all annealed, we've got them sized, we've got them primed. I am going to go to the next step, and we're going to start measuring some powder. Get our scale turned back on here, and it's already warmed up, so we should be able to just set it and give it a minute. Now I put all my dies. I usually try to keep my die box handy so that I can keep my stuff all put together here. Oh, I'm sorry, we cannot put powder in, we have to trim them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my Lee trimmer out. I suggest Lee trimmers. If you're going to start out and you're just starting out, you can always get a set like this. And you put them in your trimmer, and you put them in your drill, and you chuck them up with that case length, your shell holder, and you got your case length gauges right there, and that spins into your cutter, and your cutter attaches to your drill, and you spin your cases around and you get them sized. But we're going to use the Lee Quick Trim because this is a game changer. You put the Quick Trim in just like you would a die and spin it all the way down. Like that. You put your shell casing in your case holder. You run it all the way up. You can take that out of there. We're done with that. And then you're going to put your drill. Hold on one second. Let me get my drills. Sorry for the mess. Anyway, that is your drill setup right there. That's your cutter. Let me see if I can get it to focus. There's my cutter. And you just put it in the drill, and then you put your case, your Quick Trim die in there. You run your brass all the way up like we already have. You drop your drill in the top, and you give it a little spin. You see that middle part? It stopped. This part right here, it's not moving anymore. You know you're down as far as it'll go. Just like that. And then you see the little brass trimmings there? I don't usually dump them out like that, but it leaves your edge nice and clean like that. And then I always use my chamfer and deburr on it anyway. And then let me see if I can figure out a way to get this phone to stand up, because my brand new tripod is on its way, and I want to use a tripod and make this thing more professional. That was real professional. Anyway, so you put your brass like this, and you have your chamfer, which goes inside. You just give it a couple twists, and then you put the deburr on the outside, and you give it a couple of twists. And you don't want to get crazy with it, because you're not trying to remove brass. You're just trying to remove the little edges that might catch your bullet or your chamber of your rifle. See? Nice and clean. Tap it out. I have been starting on a little project here. See that? Brass dust. I'm trying to save the little shavings of that brass, and I'm gonna save them, and then when I'm making my primer, my makeshift 20 gauges, when I'm doing my makeshift 20 gauges, I'm going to use that as filler instead of buying that expensive filler. Let me see if I can move you over here. Here you go. And see that? You see this center part right here? It spins. When it stops, you know you've reached your case length that you want. just like that. Run that back down out of there. Tap that out. Chamfer, deburr. Done. Easy peasy. I don't usually trim every time because I don't want to overwork the back. And some of them need more trimming than others. But my wife's really happy with me for catching the brass too, because she's tired of it getting in the carpet. Which I'm gonna redo my loading room. We're gonna build a bigger loading room, and not build it, but we're gonna move everything out of one room into another that's a little bigger. And then that way, my wife can have her desk and the computer in there, and we can do the reloading in the other part of the room, and then we can turn this smaller room into a guest bedroom in case somebody decides to show up and stay for a couple of days, which they do kind of often around here, which is okay. We don't mind. Okay, so I'm not going to show you all of these. I did 5 of them for you. And we're going to take a quick break here, and I will be right back. Okay, back. And then we were changing out the die. We took the quick trim out. We're going to run this bullet seeder in because I know exactly where I want it. And it's set and ready to go. Okay. And then when it does not have a crimper on it, and I'm gonna order the RCBS dies do not come with a factory crimp. You have to order that separately. But I do have a 308 factory crimp. I have a 300 Win factory crimp. I have a 7mm mag factory crimp. I just don't have a 6 or 30-06 factory crimp. But as yet I haven't needed it. So anyway, we're gonna set this up, and we're gonna load a couple of bullets for you. I'm gonna try to weigh it out for you here in front, and then we've got our calipers out ready to go. Okay. And we're gonna get our scale set. Zeroed. That should say 105.7 or 105.9. Tear it out. I'm going to take the cup off. Put it back on. Okay. It's still warmed up. We're good to go. Now, I use... there's a lot of people that worry about static. And when you're using these bottles like this, I like to get a big bottle of a powder. I will like use one of my, let's see if I can zoom, one of my shotgun bottles. I bought that for 94 bucks, that big ass bottle of powder, 94 bucks on auction. Anyway, and my small powder dispenser, my Lee Perfect Powder Dispenser, that bottle actually fits inside that big jug. So I just put it in there, and I shook it around and then left it, and I shook it some more and left it, shook it some more and left it. Then I fished that bottle back out of there, and it's got a nice coating of powder the gunpowder dust on there. You can use graphite. You can do that too. You can buy it, and to me it's another expense that's unnecessary. So anyway, I used that powder, and I shook my bottle around in it and got it to quit doing it. Anyway, when I'm doing hand loads and I'm hand weighing everything, I put my powder. Let me see here. I need my Hybrid 100. I love this Hybrid 100. It is kind of like a pencil lead powder. I don't know what they call that. They have all these terms for, extruded and ball and all that stuff. I know what ball powder is. It looks like little bitty balls. But anyway, so we're going to go for, what the heck weight are we going for? I think it's 52 something. 52.4. We're going, nope, that's not right. Where's the recipe for that? 52.8. Yeah, make sure you're keeping your recipe straight. The 52.8 for the Accubon, and we're going for a total length of 3.210. So we're going to go for 52.8. We're going to start over because we don't want the scale to be messing up on us. Okay, we're still good. And if I'm being quiet while I'm doing this, it's because I'm trying to concentrate. Oh, too much. Dip a little bit out of there. Oh, perfect. 52.8. Okay. So then I just be gentle, be kind, be easy, or be smart. Get your funnel. Pour it in there. Do a little tap. Move it to the next one. $52.8. Make sure that it's sitting on there good. Okay, I'm not going to do them all for you. I'll be right back. Okay, so we've got them all loaded up. 52.8. And then what we're going to do is we're going to seat the bullet. We're going to put it in here. I've got my bullet seater in here. I've already got a preset. And, but you never know. I mean, the last ones I was loading, they might be shorter than this. So let's get one out and let's check it out. We'll do the 165 Spire interlock. Okay. Now they look relatively the same. They are the same weight, but they are a completely different length. One is a boat tail and one has a freaking polymer tip on it. And the other one is a soft point. It has the cantilever on it. It's a Spire, which means it's a flat. And it's got a lead nose. So, I mean, completely different bullets, same weight. So, what we have to do is reset our bullet seating depth, which is really simple to do. You're going to undo this little screw up here. Hold your die. It doesn't move. You're going to undo this little nut on top. And then this whole thing backs out. Okay, I'm backing out quite a ways. That way we know we got plenty of room for this bullet to clear. You can put it in there, run it in, and it started to put it in already. So then you know that that is going to be way too long. So we're going to run it down a little bit. And I kind of have a good feel for this thing anyway. And we're going to take our calipers. Turn them on, make sure they're zeroed. See that? 0. We're going to run it up to 3. Let's go with 3.2. 3.315. We're going to check it. We're way over still because we're looking for we're looking for 3.210, and that's 3.4. Okay, so little trick that I've learned is that every turn of this, every quarter turn, works out to be 15 thousandths. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 15 thousandths. That should be 60 thousandths, and we were at 3.418, I think it was. 3.353. So it lost 60 thousandths. Okay, so we're gonna go for we're going down, clear down to 3.210. So we're gonna lose another. We need to lose another 90. And you'll get a feel for it, and you'll get quicker. We got 3.264. So I still need to lose 50 thousandths. 1, 2, 3. That should be 45. 3.221. We're getting close. Now, it's got little knurlings, if you can see them. There's little knurlings on that screw, and there's little knurlings on this die body. And I like to find, you can find yourself a little pen or a marker and make a line. Doesn't have to be anything that everybody else can see, just something you know that's there, okay? And then see the little knurlings on here. You're gonna turn the screw until you can count like 10 of those little knurling spots, and then you'll be pretty close. Be right back. Sorry about that. Babysitting today. 3.208. Okay, so we're going to back off just a little bit. I mean, 208, that's pretty close. But we're going to back it off just a smidge. And then we're going to put our screwdriver up here. And we're going to hold that where we want that screw. We're going to run this nut down until it locks, and then we're good. We know we're good, so we can put our next one in, and we're going to put a bullet on top of it. We're going to run it up, and it should be the same. You can see those. We'll double check it with the caliper. .210. So that's what we're looking for. Was that 3.210? So we're going to set these other three real quick. And I don't check every single shell because I already have checked all of the trim lengths, and I know they're the same, and I know all the bullets are the same. I know all the bullet length is the same. I might check if I'm doing 100 of them. I might check every 5th or 10th one, or sometimes the 5th and the 10th one, something like that. And And always look inside, make sure you got powder in it. You don't want to pull the trigger, pop the primer, the bullet goes halfway down the barrel, and then you're done shooting for the day because you screwed up you're not going to be able to do anything else. Okay. Now, we're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to reset, and then we're going to conclude here. Okay, so we got the bullets. We annealed it. We sized it. We trimmed it, and we loaded it. Now the next step is I get myself a rag, and I've got some rubbing alcohol. Is all I'm going to do. Just regular rubbing alcohol on a rag. And what we're going to do is we're going to wipe it down a little bit and get the rest of that case lube off of there. And you rub it pretty good. And it takes that. You're going to be able to tell that you've annealed it because you can see the heat line on it. And you don't want it much. You don't want any much further than that. I guarantee it. You don't want it clear down here into the body, because the rest of this you want it to stay stiff. This is going to be under a lot of pressure when you're trying to get it out of the chamber. So I mean, from about here, from a quarter of an inch below that shoulder to the neck up there, you want it to be soft, pliable, and I guarantee you they size a lot easier when you after you anneal them. Hold on one second, I'll get my rifle. Okay, some of you that have seen the show before, you might recognize this. I had it on the shorts for a little while. I bought this. I refinished it for a fella, and let me see if I can turn my light on. There, we get better light on it. I refinished this for a fella, and it was in pretty rough shape. The stock was all chewed up, and so we took the stock off, and then I took all of the hardware off. I put tape where the knurling is here, and then we shot it with that trunk paint. It's like a gray spatter paint, so it kind of looks like one of those rifles that starts with an R. And the new generation one. And then we put it back together. I put the nylon cheek pad here with the bullet holder, and I put a limb saver on it. And I put a let's see here, I put a 4x12 by 44 on there, and then I had a muzzle brake put on it, and then the guy he decided that for whatever reason he didn't need it or want it, and I already had money into it, so I told him, I said, well, you owe me for the work that I did. And he said, well, how about if you just give me $70 and buy the rifle from me? I said, I can do that. So I gave him the $70, and then my wife took this out and she shot it a few times and she claimed it, and she says it's hers and it's not going anywhere. We put an oversized bolt knob on it because she's got long fingers, but they're dainty, they're kind of small. Anyway, so we put the bolt throw on there for her, so it's easier to get a hold of. And then we're going to try one of these. We're going to just drop it in the magazine. Just like that. And these will feed without being in the magazine. Like butter. Just the way it should be. I like to try to put them down in the magazine as well. I'm not sure if I'm breaking a rule here, but you got to put them in there like that, and then you push them down, and they go in one on top of another, and they go in You can hold 3. You can put a 4th one in there and hold this 3rd one down and put it in, and they call that 3+1. Colorado, I think you're only allowed to have 3 in the magazine, so you're allowed to have the 4th one in the barrel. So we're going to run them in and make sure that they all chamber. I also have a tool as a chamber or a case gauge. Let me get that. Alright, sorry for the interruption. Babysitting, like I told you. So this is my 30-06 case gauge. This is made by Hornady. I also have Lee ones. I have Wilson's. They all work the same. You drop it in, and it goes clear down. You see, next it stops there at the rim. Okay, and then you'll know that it'll go all the way in your chamber. The end of this case right here should be visible right there. So you can just barely see that brass right there at the edge where you want it. So all of those are good, and we're going to go ahead and we'll switch powders, and I'm going to do the rest of these, and then we're going to take them out and we're going to go shooting. Not today, probably in a couple of days. Anyway, so for conclusion, we've annealed it, we've sized it, we've trimmed it, we loaded them, we checked all of them with the calipers and the case gauge, and we even chamber checked it. So after we get the rest of these set and loaded and everything, we'll see you out at the range with them, and I hope you have a great turkey day. Be kind to one another, take care of each other, be safe out there, and don't do anything that I'm doing, and hold it as gospel, because I may make mistakes, or I might do something that you wouldn't do, or you might see somebody else that didn't do that step, or they're doing more than I'm doing. So take it for what it's worth, and take a little learning from it, and we'll see you later. Be safe out there. Bye-bye.